Okay, so the first thing that you're going to want to do once you have enough responses to your survey, you're going to want to use your mouse and you're going to click or hover over where it says Analyze Results for your survey. And what that's going to do is going to show you how many people responded to your survey and how they responded. So for example, we'll do these first two examples just to start off. So what's your favorite Chicago sports team? I have all the categories listed there, and then you'll have obviously different responses here. And then same thing for what's your favorite season. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on that launch pad. Okay, I'm going to scroll to the beginning one, to the middle one. I'm going to click on Microsoft Excel. Now, this is where you'll be doing all of your work for the analysis. What the first thing you want to do is you're going to want to go ahead and enter in all of your responses to your survey question. Don't worry about putting the question down. And then beside each category, you're going to list how many people voted for them. Okay, so that's just an example. And then I'm going to just do the same thing. Now you can just pick wherever it is that you want to place them. So this is my season question, like so. Now, here's where the analysis comes in. What you're going to want to do is you want to calculate the percent from each response. So the first thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to put in a line for total. I'm going to tab it over. Now, what you can do is instead of having to add these up manually, you can just press the sigma key up here at the top. It's going to ask if you want to take the sum of all of these numbers right here. What you want to do, so you're going to press enter. And I'm going to do the same thing here. And I'm going to go ahead and take that result right there, and I'm going to press enter. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to calculate the results, the percentages right next to each response. So, for example, the first thing that you want to do when you enter a formula, you're going to press the equal sign. Then that lets it know that you're doing a calculation. Now, what you do is you're going to click on the cell next to it, and then all I'm going to do is I'm going to divide it by 19, because that's the total there. So I'm going to put in 19. Now it shows that you have a decimal here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click back on there. I'm going to go ahead and put it into a percentage. Same thing for this. Equal sign. I'm going to do D4 divided by 19. Now, easier way to do this would be I'm going to go ahead and keep my box highlighted there, and then I'm going to click the bottom right hand corner of the box. I'm going to drag it down. Now if you'll see, it'll automatically do the calculations without having to fill in every single formula. And I'm going to do the same thing here. So I'm going to do this cell right here, and I'm going to divide it by my total, which is 17. I'm going to change that to a percent. Then I'm going to go ahead and click and drag it down. You don't need to have that last one in there. You can just leave it as is. Now the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a pie chart to get a visual for what this is going to look like. So I'm going to highlight my responses and the vote totals next to them. I'm going to highlight those. I'm going to go to charts, and then I'm going to go ahead and click on a pie chart. Now you can just do you want to do a 3D pie, you can do a 3D pie or a regular pie. I'll do a 3D pie here. And then for the layout, I want you to use layout 6. It's actually going to be right here. This is nice because it lists the percentages, okay? And then for your chart title, you're going to put your questions. So, for example, got my chart title right there. I'm going to do the same thing for my season question right here. I'm going to highlight just the categories and the response count. Again, I'm going to make a pie chart. Okay. Again, I'm going to use layout 6 because that gives me a title. It also breaks it down to percentages. I think it looks a lot nicer. And then you're going to do that for your third multiple choice question. Next video, we're going to go over how to analyze the results for your numerical data.